Yeah, yeah. Okay, yes. Yeah. So you're saying that she doesn't want to see me eye to eye? Yeah, I second that. I second that. Jolly good, jolly good. Yeah, yeah. Jolly good. Oh, hi everyone. Are you wondering what are all of these phrases that I'm saying? Well, this is the language of agreeing with somebody. And in today's lesson, we're going to be talking about different ways, new ways of agreeing with people. So, what are we waiting for? Let's get started. So let us look at some of the ways in which you can say I agree with people in different ways to sound interesting and fluent in English. The first phrase that we have is jolly good. One of the phrases that I was using while I was talking to my friend on the phone, exactly. Jolly good is I agree. For example, jolly good, let's get a pizza for the dinner. That means I say this phrase as an exclamation that I agree with you. Let's get a pizza for the dinner. I have no problem with the pizza. So let's do one thing. Let us just order the pizza for the dinner. The next phrase that we have is I reckon with you. The most important word here in this sentence is reckon. Reckon means agree. So it is I agree with you. A lot of times you can just simply say I reckon. Not just with you is not as important. You can just simply say I reckon. That means I agree. For example, he reckoned he was still fond of his ex-girlfriend. He finally agreed that he still liked, fond is liked, his ex-girlfriend. This is I reckon. The third way of saying I agree is we are in accord. That means we are in agreement. We agree with each other. It can as well be used in a legal way. Accord is a very formal language and it can be used casually as well. We are in accord. That means we are of the same opinions. We agree with each other on one thing. For example, I am absolutely in accord with the new changes that you've suggested me. That means I'm absolutely all right. I have nothing against it. I agree with the new changes that you have suggested in the plan that we are charting out together. This is we are in accord. This was the third one. Let us now move to the fourth one to say I agree. I would concede. What is it? I would concede. For example, I would concede that I overreacted when I was drunk. That I totally agree with you that I was a little out of line and I was a little rude when I was drunk. That means when I had drank alcohol, I was a little bit out of line and I disrespected you. So I'm sorry for that. I would concede. So when you accept your mistake and when you agree with the other person, you can actually go on to say, I concede. This was about I concede. Let us now move to the next one. Couldn't agree more. It is a very interesting phrase to say that I 101% agree with you. I couldn't disagree with you even just a little bit, even a tad bit. For example, you didn't like that film either? I couldn't agree more. That means there are two friends talking, and one of the friends says, I did not like that film. So you end up saying, you didn't like that film either. I couldn't agree more. That means I am in 100% agreement with you because it had a very boring storyline or whatever, etc., etc. This is about couldn't agree more. Let's move to the next one. We have parallel thoughts. That means, what is parallel? Parallel means something that looks like this. Imagine this is opinion A and this is opinion B. They look exactly like each other, and these are of two different people's opinions. That's what parallel means. That means same to same, exactly the same feelings as the other person's. For example, we broke off because he and I didn't have parallel thoughts on relationship. Let's imagine there's somebody's boyfriend, and the person's saying myself and the boyfriend that I had didn't have parallel thoughts in relationship, and that is why we broke up. That is why we broke off. The next way of saying I agree is you have hit the nail on the head. It is not exactly I agree. This phrase is also used in a lot of ways in which you want to say that you have exactly come to the main thing that we were talking about. For example, Mike hit the nail on the head with me. That means Mike absolutely agreed with me on one particular thing. When he said that what's lacking in this team is a feeling of confidence. So there's a team, and that team lacks confidence. There are two people, such as my friend Mike and myself. Now, Mike and I absolutely, Mike actually hit the nail on the head with me when he said what he feels about the team is a lack of confidence. And I totally agree with that. So not exactly I agree, but in a context related to it. So when you say he has hit the nail on the head with me, that means he absolutely agrees with me on one particular thing. Next way of saying I agree is we are of one mind. That means there's mind one and there's mind two. And when it is one, it looks like just the same thing. For example, my parents and I are of one mind that I should do my bachelor's from the UK. I believe that I should study my higher college from the United Kingdom, and my parents also think that that should be the case. And so we are of one mind. Do you have a friend who is of one mind with you on one particular situation? Well, if that is the case, which is related to something interesting, please do let us know in the comment section below. The next phrase is, I am of the same mind. Quite similar to, we are of one mind. We have, I am of the same mind. You use this to say that I agree with you. I am of the same mind. For example, he is of the same mind as me on politics. That is why we gel well together. That means there's a friend. He actually has the same opinions on politics as me. And thus, we are of the same mind. We agree with each other. I've not seen a lot of people using these phrases. So make use of these phrases so that you sound interesting and fluent. The next one is, I second that. You must be wondering, this second is related to first, second, third, fourth, etc. No, it is not that. When you say I second that, it means you agree with something. For example, I have never spoken rudely to anyone in class, and my teachers second that. I have been always a very good student in class, and I've never had a bad relationship with anybody in class, and my teachers second that. My teachers agree with me on that. So anything that is agreement, you can also say I second that. Quite a famous phrase, and I suggest you try using it in your daily life. The next phrase is see eye to eye. Do you remember me using this in the initial part of the lesson today? Yes, I use this phrase. When somebody sees eye to eye, that means that person agrees with you. When somebody does not see eye to eye, that person does not agree with you. For example, we have, my sisters don't see eye to eye with me on anything. I have, let's say, 2-3 sisters, and they have different opinions on a lot of different things, and I have different opinions, and they and I never see eye to eye on that. Do you have sisters like such as well, where there's one particular situation and they do not agree with you on that? That means they do not see eye to eye with you on that? Do let us know. Next one is as one man. As one man is again a very interesting phrase used to say, I agree with you. For example, there were no team efforts. Nobody was together as one man. The team was really scattered. The team was absolutely all over. And nobody was there as one man. That means nobody agreed with each other on anything. And that is why they ended up losing. So that was really bad. So to be as one man is to agree with the other thing, to agree with each other. This was all about all the phrases that we have to say I agree. In case you have a situation where you have to agree with people, please do make use of these phrases and speak better English. Thank you very much. God bless and have a great day ahead.